I actually wanted to make a video on this a while ago, but they decided to add a new striker to the game, so here we are. Before you click off because you saw 0 in the trash tier, let me explain why 90% of players are using him wrong. I will go through each striker and explain why I put them in that specific tier. Keep in mind, I played every single striker, watched gameplays and mastered most of them in a really special way. Stick till the end and let me know down in the comments who you made and why. I'm really curious. Blast is one of those strikers that almost nobody uses, and for good reason. Compared to other strikers in the game, his abilities don't really provide much advantage or outplay potential. The fireworks ability is very precise and pretty much useless against moving targets. The same goes for the chaser bomb. That 60 damage is decent, but not enough to carry a fight against multiple enemies. He's useful for flushing out campers, but beyond that, Blast lands in the D tier. Speaking of strikers that barely anyone uses, EMT is one of them. She's actually a solid support striker, but most players prefer to pick Emma or Jack. I feel like EMT is really underrated and the healing beacon is nice, but since it stays in one spot, it makes you very vulnerable. EMT's real strength is the shorter revive time, so if your teammates tend to go down a lot and you want to maximize your chances of winning, EMT might be the right choice. Still, I have to place her in D tier too. I just don't think she's strong enough to compete with the other strikers. Ran is a pretty solid striker. She can place a wall with 1000 HP, which helps her reach high ground or take better positions, or just create effective cover. Her passive is also useful, and she's the only striker in the game who passively increases shield recovery by 30%. That might not sound like much, but it really helps in tough situations. Use her wall for cover or movement, rely on the passive for quick recovery if your teammate gets pushed. It all adds up. Unfortunately, I don't think she's better than the strikers in higher tiers, so Ran goes in B tier. Nova is a great striker for creating space, flashing out campers, or dealing extra damage in tough moments. Her passive is strong, it gives her increased movement and fire rate, and she occasionally shoots poison rounds. Poison ammo reduces enemy shield recovery by 40%, which is honestly a big deal. There's not much more to say. I used Nova a lot when I started playing, and in the right hands, she can be amazing. She may not be the best striker in the game, but she definitely belongs in the S tier. Jet is one of those chaotic characters. He can carry up to 6 grenades and his main ability deals up to 200 damage. The thing about Jet is, his passive, carrying extra grenades, can help, but his main ability needs precision and works best on campers. Honestly, I can't remember the last time I died to a Jet ability or even saw someone else die from it. It feels really easy to dodge. You can sometimes avoid the full damage just by standing on the edge of the blast radius, and Jet is not terrible, but I wouldn't rank him higher than C tier. Jack is one of the newer characters and he's gotten some interesting buffs, especially to his passive. I remember players using his passive to outplay opponents, and I've done it myself. You can start healing mid-fight and enemies can't hurt you. Once they run out of ammo, you cancel the healing and wipe them while they reload. It's a goofy ability but really strong in 1v1s if used right, or against players who waste all their ammo without even thinking. His main ability helps him climb high ground, rotate faster, or bait enemies into jumping on the pad and ambushing them. Teammates can also use the pad to climb. He's fun and a good squad pick. Jack deserves A tier. Ethan is a fan favorite. His shield makes him invincible from behind it, letting him tank shots until it breaks from a grenade or a few bullets. Sadly, the truth is that Ethan's shield is very easy to destroy. If you see an Ethan set up his shield from a distance, just throw a grenade. Any grenade, except smokes, will break it instantly. The shield is more useful up close, but at longer range, it's easy to counter. His passive, the power slide, boosts movement and lets you slide further. It makes you faster, but it also has downsides, like the regular slide. Still, it's a good ability. Ethan gets B tier just behind Ran. Spike is a sneaky solo striker who can create chaos and confusion. His main ability throws a decoy, letting him go stealth and rotate unnoticed. He's still visible during stealth, which can be a downside, but with a well-placed decoy, you can trick your enemies and reposition. You can also use the decoy mid-fight to confuse them. His passive makes him very strong. He's undetectable by UAVs. That might seem small, but in high-skill lobbies where players constantly use UAVs, it's a huge advantage. You can gear up and catch people off guard. Keep in mind, you're undetectable, not your teammates. If you're a passive sniper, Spike is perfect. Nobody will know where you're shooting from if you keep moving. He's more of a solo striker, but his stealth makes him great for reviving teammates, collecting loot, and supporting the squad from the shadows. I would put him in S tier, but there are stronger strikers, so he goes in A tier. Hank gives SMG and shotgun users a solid damage boost, which is stronger than it sounds. His turret can deal really good damage, and with good placement it has high outplay potential. You might think it's weak since it doesn't move and it's easy to destroy, but here's a trick. Throw a smoke on Hank's turret, or hide it behind Nacha's wall, Nova's smoke, or any other ability. The turret will still detect and shoot enemies through that smoke. They won't see it, but the turret will see them. If you play inside the smoke, you will know where they are from turret's damage, and it's an easy kill. You can also pick up the turret to reduce its cooldown. Hank is very strong if used right, especially in squad fight. A tier, no doubt. Emma is one of the most overpowered support strikers. Her healing drone, Luna, is incredible. She can instantly equip it or throw it through the walls up to 40 meters away. Her ability can turn any fighter endgame around. Just press 2 buttons and run until you're full HP. You can even equip the drone before a fight and heal during combat without wasting time. Her secondary ability gives her 15% movement speed for 5 seconds. That doesn't seem long, but imagine this. You're fighting Emma, she's 1 HP, pops up the healing drone, uses her speed and escapes instantly. By the time you reload, she's fully healed and finishes you off. At level 5, her healing drone can revive teammates. There's so many reasons to put Emma in S tier, so that's exactly where she goes. Nacha is one of the most underrated characters. His main skill creates a wall of fire that blocks vision and blinds anyone who walks through it for a long time. It honestly feels like forever. You don't want to fight a Nacha player who knows how to place their walls. He's great for rotations or blocking doors and choke points. Nobody wants to cross his wall. I never do. I've seen people chase a low HP Nacha through the wall thinking they will get the kill, and they always get outplayed. His passive detects enemies below 40% HP, which is perfect for third partying. You will know exactly who's weak after a fight just by checking the minimap. Very underrated. Nacha goes in B tier just behind Ren. Lucian is the newest striker, and honestly, I would put him in S tier if he hadn't been nerfed. His main ability is a portal that pulls you or your teammates back after getting knocked down. It's kind of useless if nobody wants to revive, and the best part used to be the movement and damage boost, which made him insanely broken. Probably stronger than anyone else. Combined with his secondary, which is a big reveal, he was a must pick. But now, without the boost, his reveal skill is just okay. Sadly, he's not as strong as before, and I will place Lucian in B tier. Walt is extremely strong if you use him right. His primary ability is an electromagnetic pulse that deals damage and blocks enemies' abilities. That's a big deal since most fights depend on ability usage, and his passive is even crazier. When he deals damage, it charges a lighting bar that gives him shield regen, 10% movement speed, and boosts reload and ADS speed by 50%. Yes, 50%. That makes Walt one of the best strikers in the game. He can reload heavy weapons insanely fast. He makes Kala Sniper feel like car. You don't want to fight a good Walt player at close range, especially with his passive active. In my opinion, he's stronger than Nova and Emma. Walt goes straight to S tier ahead of them. Almost nobody uses Kinda, but she's actually pretty decent. Her main ability sends a pulse through walls, slowing and damaging enemies, kind of like Walt's ability, but instead of disabling, it slows them down for a good amount of time. Land her ability and nobody's outmoving you in close range. Her scouting arrow is like Sova's from Valorant. You throw it and it scans through walls for a few seconds, which is not the case in Valorant, but same ability overall. It's great if you're paranoid about campers or buildings. It helps you spot enemies easily. Still, I wouldn't rank her super high, kinda goes in B tier ahead of Lucian. Kraken recently got buffed and now he's pretty solid. His main skill summons a raven that hits enemies within a 10-meter radius. It causes a delayed blind which can really throw off your opponents. They're blinded for a few seconds, plenty of time to outplay them. Just don't get too close or they will see the red arrow that points to you. His passive is insane. After a kill or assist, a soul orb spawns. If you're near it, you recover 45 HP and reduce your main ability cooldown by 15%. So if you're aggressive and racking up kills, you can keep using your primary almost non-stop. Kraken is really fun now and he gets A tier at the top of it. And finally, the one you've been waiting for, Zero. I did put him in trash tier in the thumbnail, but that's not his real ranking. Zero is easily the most overrated striker in the game. People love him because their favorite YouTuber says he's the best, but ability-wise he's not. Let's be honest, this game is mostly about team play, not solo runs. Most players play squads. Sure, Zero is great in solo, I will give him that, but in squad tournaments or scrims, please pick someone more useful. His main skill is just a dash, mainly used for fast rotations or reaching high ground. 90% of Zero players just use it to escape. He's faster with a melee weapon too, which does help him escape easier. His secondary ability is barely useful, most players don't even use it, and honestly, you can still hit Zero just by aiming at his feet. He doesn't deserve S tier based on his kit, and he's a better solo striker than Spike, but worse than Jack when it comes to team play. Dash alone doesn't make him S tier, be honest with yourself, don't just copy your favorite YouTuber. Zero gets A tier ahead of everyone else in that tier. And last but not least, the most underrated striker in the game. She recently got buffed along with Kraken and now she's broken. I don't even think people realize how strong she is. Her main skill places a pole that scans and reveals all enemies inside it. It's amazing for indoor fights or tracking enemy movement. It doesn't scan players who are standing still, crouching or sliding, but almost nobody crouches and you will still catch them when they stand up after sliding. But scan lasts for 25 seconds and pings every 2 seconds. But her passive, that's the game changer. While aiming, or well ADS, anyone in your field of view gets revealed, even if you're not looking directly at them, as long as they're visible. It's basically wall hacks through trees. You don't even need full vision. If you can see their head, it will show their whole body. Your teammates see it too, just watch the clips. I'm showing them on the screen. This passive is one of the strongest in the game. On top of that, hitting any enemy gives you 10% movement speed for 5 seconds, and after a 10-second cooldown, you can do it again. It's basically infinite speed, so don't sleep on Val. She's my main now and I've been loving her for sniping. She belongs at the very top of S tier above everyone else. That's pretty much my striker tier list. I'm not forcing anyone to agree with me, but if you try using different strikers and actually learn how their abilities work, you will see there are many strong options besides the overrated ones like Zero or Emma. I hope this opened your eyes to some of the lesser used strikers. Give them a shot, it won't hurt to try something new. And I apologize if I ranked your favorite lower than expected. This is honestly the best list I could make based on every ability in the game. I couldn't go into even more detail because this video would be way too long, but if you want a deeper explanation, let me know in the comments below and I will make sure to cover it.